There you are. All right, man. I'm glad everybody could get here with me on time tonight. I have everything kind of a wreck here. Actually, everything is in a reverse order. My tea is on my right, which it normally is. My microphone's on my left, which is normally to my right. My mouse is on my right, which is normally to the left. The only thing normal is I'm sitting behind the damn keyboard. Glad everybody could make it. Glad everybody could be here. Let's see. You need to pull this over a little here. There we go. Shit. And of course, I'm using this mouse on a towel, so there we go. All right. Is there anybody out there? Anyone? Oh no, 6 people here. Somebody's got to be there. Talk to me, man. Okay, well, I'll just sit and talk to you. I mean, I guess that's what a live show is about, right? Me just sitting here talking, just saying stuff. All right, well, anyways, everybody knows it is Tuesday, November the 6th, Election Day, a day of decisions. I got some good news. Donnelly is losing in Indiana. We're red. Don't want them in there. Don't want the Democrats in, man. At least we got this much of a shot with Trump at getting back to what's right. Hey, Podcast City. Glad you could be here. Jojo, Lisa M. 6 people and 1 thumbs up. Love you. No, I did not. I did not hear that, Sheila. No, you know what? Still been staying up on the Jamie Kloss case, and still nothing. I mean, it's like Delphi. It's like the Iowa girls. It's in the same manner of speaking, identical. They're up there, they're looking around, and they can't find crap. Probably the FBI is involved, and that's why. But that's me talking. I don't like the FBI. I don't like police. I don't like much of any law enforcement. They're evil. Tonight, in my hand, right here, in my smock alien, I have inside this tank Roy Raj, and I put in this much of the deep fried ice cream. It's phenomenal. If y'all wasn't watching, I'd be nailing this mod to the wall. I love it that much. Aloha! How are you doing, Glenn? No, I don't either. No, cops are about comply or die, man. That's their purpose. That's why we have every law in the world. That's why we have the most prisoners, because cops are evil. If you're a cop, you're evil. If you're a good cop, go arrest all the other ones or shut up. Oh, hold on. I see, again, I have to move this over a little bit so I can see what everybody's saying there. Hello, Laura. Glad you could be here. See, now when I have this all the way over like that, where I can see what everybody's saying, I can't see how many people are here. I'll never know when my popularity starts to wane. Hello, Carol. Glad you could be here. Oh, man. See, now I got to change this back so I can see how many people are here. It's a popularity thing. You know how I am. A little egotistical like that. Like to know that I have good popularity. That's me. That's me talking. Yeah, is it, Ty? You know what? I haven't. Actually, the only thing I've got now is PB tips. I also have some Chinese tea. Well, most of it's Chinese. But I got some from China that was pretty good. Brew it myself. We have some lazy cops. Indiana sucks. Indiana does, man, to an extent, but it's home. But it don't matter where the cops come from in America. They all suck. They're all the same. They want you in jail. They want to make that money. That's what it's about, man. Why do you think that they have seatbelt tickets, speeding tickets? Man, it's all a bunch of crap, man. If you didn't hurt anybody, tell them to produce an injured party. If they can't, tell them to get the fuck off your case and dismiss it. because it is not in harmony with the Constitution. We are under common law, not that shit. See, it all changed in 1933 when they reorganized America. We used to be under the Constitution, you know, as written. They changed that shit in 1933 and brought us under maritime admiralty law. That's why America sucks, people, right there. It is. It is. You know, the best state that I've lived in was probably Oregon. I loved Oregon. Oregon, man, right there on the coast. Beautiful, man. Beautiful. Great people up there. Las Vegas wasn't bad, but you know what? You don't want to go up there, man, on the strip, man. You know, when you walk through there, you'll see every sort of people in the world. Some of them have sold their soul for that next crack rock. Can't miss them. They're this big around. Like, hey, pardon me, man. Can I get $1? It's horrible. It is horrible. 15 people, man. Hello, 15 people. Glad you could make it here tonight. Tennessee ain't bad. My family's from Tennessee. Tennessee is not a bad place. But, you know, you get down to Tennessee, you got people like Boss Hogg and all that crap hanging out, you know, doing their thing. I don't like people from up north, man. That's why I tend to stay in Indiana. Is the who's your daddy state? Who's your mama? Who's your daddy? 2 thumbs up, man. Cat's feeling hated. Yeah, my dad is from Kentucky. I mean, from Tennessee. My mom is from Indiana here. You know, you get a guy from Tennessee and a woman from Indiana, man. All right. 14 people. So what's on everybody's minds tonight? Is it the election? Is it the election, man? Because anybody that's here is not watching the election unless you're watching it on a separate screen. Braun took Indiana. He's taking it easy. Easy time. So, you know, he was running against Sleeping Joe Donnelly, or at least that's what the television said. Repeatedly. Forever. Sleeping Joe Donnelly. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know what was on television. Go on. Oh, okay. All right. Well, man, my neighbors have it's happening now, Jojo. My neighbors have a television. Man, go down there and visit and shit. Yeah, separate screen. Thank you. The election is happening now. In fact, the polls are closing on the East Coast, and actually Indiana right here was the first one to get a count when they started after the polls closed, man. They started saying like Braun was taking it. I think Vermilion County was the only one where Donnelly was leading. Yeah, you know what? I'll be watching into the night as well because right now we don't need to go back. We don't need to go backwards, man. Look, there was 8 years of Obama. I'm a survivor. I didn't think I was going to make it. I thought the world was going to end, but it didn't. Now we got Trump in there. And you know what? I give it to Trump. He ain't a Republican. He ain't no Democrat, but he is doing pretty much what's right. And I see a lot of shit coming, man. If this is red and they win the majority of the House and the Senate votes, shit's going to change in America for the better. I'll guarantee you that. Because in 2 years, a lot of good stuff has happened. And right now, we could change it back to the way it was. Quickly note that when Trump talks about the Constitution, he says, as written. Not as legalese, not as like at maritime admiralty law, not that shit, as written. That's the words I want to hear. As written. Yeah, you know what? I didn't get a single mailer. And nobody called me. I don't own a cell phone. Wouldn't own a television if I had to. I don't care what's on television. If I want to watch something, man, I can find it on the computer, or I ain't even going to view it. Nothing is wrong with transparency. And does everybody remember Obama? Like, oh, we'll be transparent. And he was transparent too. He was damn transparent. I says, hey, he's making no mistakes about it. He's trying to run this country. That's for damn true. had the most mass shootings of any president, BLM, and what's the Antifa or some crap like that. Holy fuck me in the balls, man. We was over that shit long before Obama got his ass in there. And he was a constitutional professor. He went to Harvard, man. He taught the Constitution at Harvard. Can you believe that? I can't. I think I know the Constitution better than that jackass. That's me talking. Hey, Deborah. How you doing? I hope everybody out there is having a fantastic evening. It's election night. We were kind of talking about it, I kind of keep my eye over here to the screen so I can see what people are saying. But right now, at this point, I am talking election. I have a good friend that's going to be on here tonight. He said he would. I got a hold of him a couple days ago, and he is Mark Freed. Have not spoke to him in 26 years, but man, back in high school, let me tell you something. Me, him, and another friend whose first name is Mark. I don't have permission to say his whole name or anything like that. But man, we were in a class to ourselves, if you know what I mean. We had great times, man. Best of times. Best ever. Thank God I'm not in school anymore. You know what? That may be coming, JoJo. It really may. I was watching a video the other day. This is why people, when he starts talking about her, they start chanting "lock her up," And I think that is coming as soon as he gets the votes in the House and the Senate. And plus with the legal, it may happen. And if it does, I think that it could be the beginning of something really big. Because somebody had mentioned this the other day about the Q conspiracy, and I went and looked that up. That's exactly what they're talking about. You see, he got in there without being a Republican. He got in there without ever running before. He just had the money. He can't be bought by party or money. And now he's in there, and you might see an entire list of Democrats and some Republicans being arrested in the near future. I don't even know what I would do if that happened. I mean, if he went arrested like Hillary and the rest of those crooks, Al Gore, man, the whole flipping nine plus the Republican, man, that's a daydream of mine going back decades. Because every one of them are sorry as shit. They was never about us. I explained this to America repeatedly. They are not there. They don't represent you. They don't give a flying. They don't. They never did. They're about putting money in their pockets. You, boop-a-doo. Big deal. It's just a peasant. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I felt was his whole disarray, of getting in there. Knows the Constitution? Guess what? We know how to fuck you. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I'm on a show that is supposed to be family friendly, and I'm sitting here dropping F-bombs, man, like it's World War II. I apologize. It isn't like me to cuss. Right, Wolf? See, I rarely cuss. You know what? See, I didn't vote for Trump. In fact, I have not voted since the 96 election, and that was the last time I voted. I voted for H. Ross Perot, same in 92. But you know what? In 2 years, if everything stays the way it is or goes forward as it has been, Trump's got my vote. Straight up, man. I'll go vote for him. I mean, it would be worth it to have my vote on that. 12 people and 4 thumbs up. Well, that's it, man. I'm calling it an evening, y'all. I'm out of here. Nobody cares. Everybody's out watching the election. They don't give a crap about what Michael J. Katz got to say. I'll tell you that. Speaking of what I got to say, man, it's green screen behind me. Sorry. I'm working OBS and everything. And I mean, I can work it. In fact, I can run it. But you see, here's the issue, man. I don't know how to put keywords in to YouTube on OBS. Have no clue of that. I even tried checking it out, man. Could not find it. Well, without keywords. Yeah. Well, Sheila's no Trump fan. Are you from America, Sheila? Sheila. From America? I'm speculating that she is from America, but she just don't like Trump. I don't know. I can't say. She has yet to answer. But you know what? See, I was no fan of Trump, especially out the go, man, because I figured like, okay, well, here's a rich guy, whoop-de-woo. He's already in their circles. Everybody knows him. He's in Hollywood doing shows. So I felt that he was just another part of it, you know, in the same way, same secret society, same crap, same this, same that. He has not demonstrated that. He really hasn't. I think that he has done a super job of bypassing their crap and doing what he needs to do anyway. And I do respect him for that highly. In fact, I love to listen to his rallies because he does say it like it is. He says it exactly like it is. And I love that, man, because I've never heard exactly how it is. And out of any president in my 52 years, never heard a single thing that was correct, that was real. Trump will tell you straight up, man. This is real. Yes, I did, Joe. Actually, probably about 2 hours ago, I checked into that. I want to look a little bit further into it, but yeah. And again, man, I mean, this is my thing. I mean, if he goes out there and he starts arresting these people, if he's that dude, there it is. Now, anybody that was back on my old channel, and I realized we only got 16 people here, but I made a video, probably, it was less than 2. It was probably about a year ago, where I had put a video out about Donald Trump being the Antichrist. Does anybody remember that? Anyone? Okay. Nobody? All right. Well, anyway, I did that for a lot of reasons, and I don't have that video. I wish I did, but I am going to remake it because I put some fantastic evidence into that. Some crazy good evidence. And it is what it is. Because, you know what? If he goes in and tears them apart, he can Antichrist all he wants. In fact, I'll be one of those elite people that side with him, you know. Like, yeah, man. Yeah, you know what? Donald Trump might be the Antichrist, but he's our Antichrist. You know what? I can do it better now. I can make that video a lot better than what I did a year ago. I will look up the exact same evidence, and I will put it into it and make a video out of it. It might take a week or so to actually get put up. Watch it, because, and again, man, I mean, I got Trump's back. I do. I really do. But there's a lot of condemning evidence there. Did anybody know that Trump's grandma's last name was Christ? That was her last name. If you didn't know that, do you know when she died? June 6th of 1966, the Antichrist's birthday. He was born on a blood moon, the third blood moon before the 4 blood moon quadrant that signaled that Israel had become a nation again. There's a lot of weird stuff right there. He was a military school. Did anybody ever watch, oh man, Damien, the Omen? You know, because he was in ROTC, same way. He was a billionaire's son, same way. He bought himself into the White House, same way. And it's all right there, man. You know, it is. And he is doing what, you know, and I don't want to say what the Antichrist would, but the thing is you got to remember that the Antichrist gets everybody onto his side, everybody. And that's why it says, man, it says like even the elite will be fooled and follow the Antichrist. Now, and here's another one, because I know that this kind of plays in a little bit here, but you see, I'm not even a Christian. I don't even believe in like Jesus and the Christian God, and I don't believe in any of the earthly religions. However, I do believe that there was a grand creator. That's me. I believe that. I can look around and say no freaking accident, but I can't put that up. I mean, like, really, man? I mean, the Christian God, I mean, like, you know, wait, man. He created everything. He couldn't just come down and tell everybody at one time, I'm God. Oh, okay. Well, I believe that, man. He came and told me. That I would understand, but you send somebody to go tell people, oh, come on, man. Come on, man. You know what, man? Just show your face to everyone, God. You're all powerful, man. You can pull it off. I believe in you, God. You know, from what I gather, and I mean, this is just from what I have read, and I don't know it to be fact, but I'm pretty sure that it is, that Donald Trump had borrowed $1 million from his dad, and he built his empire out of that. Now, that might be pretty easy to do if you are handed $1 million up front. Me, I never got handed $1 million. If I did, I could have been Trump times 5. I don't know. And on the flip side, I could have went to Vegas and had a really good time for a weekend. One or the other. Oh, okay. All right. Well, Sheila answered me. She is American. She is not a fan of Trump. She may watch television. I don't know that. But like I said, I wasn't a fan of Trump, especially off the go. He had too much of a television personality. He's always been in the public eye ever since I can remember. There was Donald Trump, even when I was little, he's on television. You don't see that out of everybody. If you look at the billionaires in America, how many of them do you actually see on television saying anything? Not many. You might not actually know one, Donald Trump. That's about it. Man, it does make me wonder, what would I do if I had $1 billion? You know what? I'll tell you what I'd do. I'd invite every one of you to go on a vacation with me. It'd be a great time, man. Just think about it. Oh, man, we'd hit the beaches of Hawaii and shit. It'd be a great time. We'd set over there, man. Have fun on the beach, have a big luau. Okay, well, clearly it's just me talking here. I don't know what that was. Did you all hear it? Sound like a kid screaming or something? Wasn't from my house. Oh, yeah, it's my neighbors. Sorry. Ow. All right. So enough with the election. Sorry, that went down wrong. What else is on people's minds tonight? Delphi? What did you watch, Sheila? It takes Sheila a little while to right back. Anyway, whatever you guys want to discuss, let me know down here and I'll get discussing it. I'm in the mood to ramble. I really am. Allow me to ramble for you. Yeah. You know what? I don't know if you was just here, Jenna, or not, but I was talking about Jamie Kloss because, I was putting that up in the same way as Delphi. It's an unsolved case. They're up there. I can look at that and say, if they got there 4 minutes after that phone call was made and there was nobody there, then they had to leave in a vehicle. They couldn't have been going back toward the town of Barron. They had to have been going the other way up the highway. And that's probably where the guy had lived, is probably out that way. And it's all country. It seems like they really should have had that girl by now. In fact, I'm going to throw it out that she may not be alive. I mean, if you look at somebody that's going to enter a house by kicking the door in and killing your parents and taking you along, those ain't cool people, man. They're not. Those are killer people. It is a crazy psycho, much like that was living over here in Delphi, still not caught. The Iowa girls, still not caught. They got a reward in all of them. They have a tip line where you can call the FBI, man. They have, They say the identical in every single case, and somebody out there is making money from it, because why else? Why else? Now you know why I don't like him? Trump? I don't think you ever explained it, Sheila. You said you wasn't a fan, but I mean, if you could explain that, I'd be happy to read it for you. Why do I think she's alive? I don't. No, I don't. I don't think that Jamie Kloss is alive. In fact, I'm saying probably the opposite of that. I can't say that she is dead, but again, you know, I think it was the way she was abducted. Okay. Well, it's Jamie Kloss, and I realize I'm just on here killing time. I really am. Man, look at my numbers. Holy crap. You know what? That's beyond poor. Law enforcement can think that she is alive, but here's the thing. Law enforcement has no clue. If they had a clue that she was alive, it's because they would be talking to her, or she'd be sending messages or something like that. They aren't. She isn't. I think that somebody abducted her, and of course, being a young girl, you would have to think sexual motive. And that might mean that she's still alive if they're using her like that. If not, like I said, this guy's a killer, man. You know, if he just killed your mom and dad right in front of you and then abducted you, and you know what? If he felt the cops were getting close to where he is, he could have killed her and went and hit the body. You know, it's one of those things. Hey, 12 and 6. I'm back. Look at me. I'm rocking them all. And I do realize that there's 12 people here because it is election night. And believe me, that has my attention as well. If anybody wants to know any election news, let me know. I can tell you right now that Mike Braun is beating Joe Donnelly in Indiana. We was the first one that they actually came out and said anything on, which I thought was odd. I figured it would be a little bit further east than Indiana, but apparently not. Apparently people really give a crap about sleeping Joe Donnelly, you know. In fact, I have an old friend, an ex-friend, who was all about like, yeah, we got to get out there. We got to make sure Donnelly wins, man. We can't have Donnelly beat. I'm like, man, listen, you stupid, ignorant redneck, and pull your head out of this freaking cult you're in. She ain't the brightest tool. She really ain't. But that's me. That's me talking. I realize that there's Democrats out there. And you know what? Actually, let's go back in time a minute. Man, see, now I wish I had like the editing, because I'd make it go. But anyway, let's go back to when I was young. The parents that raised me were pretty hardcore Democrats. Now, this is back in the 1970s. It was different then. Times were different. There was freedom in the 70s. That shit got evaporated like a long time ago. Like after the 7th, man, they just nailed us to the wall with the crap. But my grandparents had this theory that the Democrats were for the people, the Republicans were for the corporations. Boy, has that changed. You know what? My grandfather that raised me, if he was alive and sitting here right now and I told him I was going to go vote Democrat, he would disown me. Because, you know, he sees the plight same as I do. They are evil. They are tricksters. They are socialists. And they don't give a flying flip. Let me see. Sheila is watching The Staircase. I hope nobody comes down it after you. But anyways, anything else on people's minds tonight? Realize it is election. And, you know, we can talk a criminal case if you like. There's 13 people here, and man, that keeps changing all the time. It'll go up 16, it'll go down to 12, it'll go down to 11. May not have been a good time for a live show, but I wanted to encapsulate. I wanted to be here with you two, my bestest friend, aside of love. All right, pardon me while I have some tea. That's some delightful tea. It takes me back. Summer's days on the swing when I was young in the summertime. Yeah. All right. Sounds like the devil. Why, swinging with some tea in the backyard in the summertime? And I thought that's what everybody did down in Georgia. Okay. Why doesn't everyone, those willing, tell me who you was voting for? And why? Red, blue, don't give a flip, however it is. Tell me over here. I need stuff to say. Otherwise, man, I'm just sitting here killing time. I could be like this. Oh, back in my high school days, just one time, long time ago. I'll never forget it as long as I'm alive. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that dude. In fact, I put this video under entertainment. At least give me the entertainment value. You want me to tell a joke? I'll tell a joke. "34 minutes. And my good friend Mark Free has not showed up. Yeah, what about pizza? You know what? Pizzagate. See, that was another part of the queue. Correct me if I'm wrong here, JoJo, but I mean, they was talking about just that, about arresting these people. Democrats, Republicans, the both of them. All these lowlifes who have screwed us. In fact, I have it on good authority. Because it was wrote in an article and mainstream that Donald Trump is considering a move back to the gold standard. How righteous would that be? I mean, the freaking gold standard in the Federal Reserve, in these taxes. This is good stuff. There he is, right there, man. There's Freep. How you doing, Freep? I haven't, like I said, hadn't talked to him in 26 years. 26 years, man. 26 years. Anyway, Hackett's, I think that would be fantastic if they went in there and arrested all those people, because I think that there was some truth to Pizzagate. But to what extent, we don't know. I mean, we can only draw speculation. But I think that there was something to that because it was very hidden, right in plain sight. How you doing, Free? This is my friend from school here. Go way back, man. We went vacation one time up Michigan when we was like, I don't know, 16, something like that. Great times. Best of times. Man, I got stories all night about those times. But you know what, man? We'll save that for another time. Just remind me if you don't mind. In 8 days, 3 months without a cigarette. 3 months. Let me see, 6 months. And if I hold off 7 months, that would be the longest since I was like 9 years old. I ain't got long, man. Wish me luck. Well, actually, I don't need it, man. I got a vaporizer, man. I got nicotine on hand, man. The only thing that outdoes vaporizer is manually injecting that shit. I ain't doing that, man. I ain't stepping up to that level. People are not very chatty. You know what? Does anybody know who Ted Barris is? The FBI? I was watching his show the other night. And look, man, and this is the hope of it, because probably in about 2 days, I should have 1,000 subscribers. Not for any real reason, but you got to understand that when you have 1,000 subscribers, you can make money off of YouTube. You can also do super chat. You can do a lot of things on here that you can't when you have under 1,000 subscribers. So once I get that happening, we can really start rocking and rolling here. Anyway, so I'm watching this show the other night. Now he's sitting there with a, what do you call those? And JoJo will know. What do you do when you do the dabs olive? What are they called, man? Anyway, he had one of those, man. And it was like every time that somebody would donate money to him, he would hit that. Some guy dropped like $50. He takes a hit. I had never put anything on Super Chat before, man. So I dropped $2 on there. I just dropped $2 to Ted because, I mean, he knows who I am, and me and him go back on YouTube. Anyway, man, he's all like, oh, hey, Michael Cat. All right, man. Well, this one's for you, man. I'm thinking like, well, shit, man, you owe this other guy like 25 of those, man. Guy should have been too stoned to walk, literally. Ted Barris, man. You know what? If you like food challenges, hot peppers, that kind of thing, go check his channel out. It's exactly that. Ted Barris. Cannot miss it. You know what? I am not following the Steve Avery trial. I did look into it in the past, but that's as far as it has gone as of yet. There's a lot of cases that I should be looking into. I keep an eye on Jamie Kloss. Of course, my eyes always on Delphi. And there is other cases that I look into, but I'm not really always looking into different crime. In fact, my mind is normally on other things, world events, not exactly politics. I don't want to phrase it like that. I don't want people thinking like I'm political. I'm not. I'm very anti-political. I'm a constitutionalist, so I have nothing to say good for Democrats or Republicans in either way. The only good thing about getting a Republican vote right now is that it could push through better shit than what we had. That's it. Well, I'm glad, Sheila. I hope it ain't at me, See, tell a joke. Okay. Oh, man. Boy, man, I guess when you know a million of them, you can never think of one on time. I'll see that for you. I see you there. In fact, I was telling people about you before you got here. You need to go back a little bit, man. Check that out. Yeah, me and Mark Freed, we both went to Caston High School in Fulton County, and we had a lot of fun, man. He lived down the road, well, actually about a mile or two away north of me. Anyway, man, we hung out, man. Got like, drunk on weekends about every damn weekend. Had a lot of great times, man. Had a lot of fun. Everybody say hi to Mark if you don't mind. Mr. Freed. Am I on? I mean, can people hear me? Oh, yeah, right. You know what, Joe? I know. I'm fluent in typoes. I'm the same way. I was never a person that did abs. Okay. I never really did dabs. I mean, I was really more, not even a fatty or a blunt, man. I liked more of a bong or, a bowl somewhere right there where I could, get a good hit. How you doing, Amanda? You know what? I wouldn't. Opium. You know what? In my lifetime, I think I came in contact with opium one time. That was it. That was a very long time ago. Did I vote? No, I don't vote. I do not vote. Now, I might, in 2 years, if Trump does anything and remains on a good standing, I may vote, but I have not voted since 96. H. Ross Perot. This is the last time I voted. Constitutionalist, man. You know, you got to look at the high end of the spectrum over here. I ain't over here with the commies and the socialites and all those people. Hang on a minute. Somebody's knocking at my door. I will be right back. Maintain. Close that up. All right, man. Sorry, people. All right, I'm back, and guess what, man? I gained a new sub. Woo! Or I mean, a new person board. All right. Yeah, you know what? I have thought about that, Jenna. I thought about writing a book. I mean, Harvey Carroll did, and I didn't even go look at that book. And in fact, you can go to Amazon, look up Hunting the Hunter, and check out the 5 people that did buy his book. It was really shitty. They was pissed. They was very upset about it. They said it had no investigation whatsoever. None. That's why I should write a book. Oh, freak, man, get out of here. Ain't no water on your lungs. It ain't even water, man. It's vegetable glycerin. There is no water in here. Zero. You know, I wouldn't really do it on world news at all. I would probably write that more on Delphi than anything else. Bump that. There we go. See, Scoojo. There we go. Yeah. And I'm still not centered. In fact, half of my face is dark and crap. Well, I'd still rather do vape. Yeah. Man, I mean, like, you know what? Opium's an addiction, dude. In fact, it's just like that shy under heroin. Well, hey, man, is there any computer people here? Anybody that knows shit about computers? No? Okay. Well, the sound went out on mine, man. I thought it was my speakers. It wasn't. It was not my speakers. I think that my audio channel just died. Water is... Do what? But there is no water in here. Basically, it's mostly VG and PG. It's vegetable glycerin. That's it. And that's why, you know, when you hear about wet lung, there was one case of wet lung from vaping. The lady had the flu. It was compounded with pneumonia. She was a heavy vapor. It wasn't going away. She went to a doctor, and they says, well, the vape is exacerbating it. If she was actually smoking, it would have been worse than that. But the big tobacco industry says, we got to stop vaping. We need to stop that. Why, that's taking our tax money. So, yeah, wet lung. Exactly. And you know what, man? I don't know of anybody who's ever had wet lung. Ever. Not one person. Not one. Nobody. One lady in Pennsylvania, and then the whole world says, I'll never vape. Aqualung. Hey, Aqualung. You know what? I should play that. I mean, it's not like I can make any money on YouTube right now, but I should just fire up Aqualung just for the piss of it. Popcorn lung is like if you get microwave popcorn, okay, and it freshly pops right there in the microwave, and then you pop that bag open, then you smell that where it's got that buttery smell with the steam. That will give you popcorn lung. And it's actually a chemical that's in the butter in that, and that's what you're inhaling and can cause that. Never heard of anybody dying of popcorn lung, but it's nothing that I want. In fact, 42 years of smoking, just stopped, going back almost 3 months ago. All right. All right. You know what? I should probably wrap this up at the top of the hour. I did want to do a live show. I just wanted to catch everybody's thoughts on the election and so forth. But, you know, we always deviate, and I don't mind. I don't mind deviating any. It's what I do, man. Out of everybody I know, I deviate far better than the rest. So, has anybody got anything on their mind? Throw it at me. We got 12 minutes. 12. Okay, nobody has anything to say. All right, I'll make stuff up as I go along. What's up with football? I hear that like people going to games is significantly down, and I think the biggest part of it has to do with the kneeling, which I don't really understand. If I was making millions of dollars and I went to college and then I was kneeling because I didn't love this country, I'd be called a freaking idiot. It's cold and rainy. It's in Indiana, so it's generally cold and rainy in the fall. Yeah, I was too. And again, this is in part the reason that I thought, man, I should just do a live show for an hour, catch what's on everybody's mind. And Mark Free asked me if I was going to do a live show. I said, you know what? I'll probably do one at 7 o'clock tonight. So here I am, just hanging out, just doing what I do, which is sitting in front of my keyboard. It's the biggest part of my day when I'm not in the woods, man. But you know what? It's deer hunting season, man. People don't want me in the woods right now. Still got a trail cam, though. Daniel Nations is ruled out. I mean, but understand what I'm saying. He is cleared to me, and I say that for this reason. They have investigation in the state of Indiana. They talked to him. They got his DNA, and they released him. They said, basically, I guess the whole concept is he wasn't there. But they made it look like he was there for some reason. It's probably so we wouldn't see that they wasn't solving the case. They let that go until the year press conference, and then they're like, oh, yeah, well, we went out to Colorado and we sit down. We talked to Daniel Nations. Total lie. And he just doesn't mean anything to us any right now. And I'm like, there it is. He didn't get off in Colorado. He got convicted on all of his charges, but he got probation, was extradited back to Indiana. And then he went through 4 counties in, I don't know, a few months. 2 of them were felony. And then was, you can just go back to Colorado. Bye. You know what, man? I had 1 felony conviction, and I did 6 months. 6 months is what I did with a year probation after that. It's insane, man. Hey, whenever you want, MP. You know what? I'm not really sure about the hatchet. I don't. And that really draws some speculation as well. It's like, we don't know the cause of death with the girls. We don't. And if it was a hatchet, and that is something that had crossed my mind, but at the same time, if you're looking at a hatchet murder, you see where I'm at? And I don't think it was like that. I really don't. I think more than anything, it could have had to do with the 22 rifle. Man, what was the guy's name? The guy that was killed out there at the Colorado Trail. He was killed with a 22. Daniel was a convicted felon, wasn't supposed to have a firearm. He had a 22 in the yes. The bicyclist, Tim Watkins, exactly. You know, he was killed with one, and I think that that's what led to it. For one, the other was it was on a small hiking trail. 3, he was a sexual offender from Indiana that was on the run. There was a lot of things that you could like look at and say like, yeah, maybe. Plus, he looked just like the sketch. They made the sketch after him. I believe that. I really do in here. I think it was purposely made to look like that. But it kept our attention on him, didn't it? It kept us looking at him, did it not? And did they solve that case while we was looking at him? Hell no. Nope. Nope. No. Nope. They didn't solve Dick. I don't know that they will. You know, and I hope that CC Moore would have got in it and had it nailed to the wall by now. But if she's been on it since July, it's 4 months, people. It took her 2 months to nail down John D. Miller, and they arrested him within 2 months. It's a little crazy. You know what? Take up vaping. You'll love it. But yeah, I don't see them right now catching the guy. They got one investigator, and that is not the same as having the whole FBI, the state of Indiana, Carroll County, all surrounding counties investigating it. Nothing like that. They got one little Carroll County investigator, and I know the piece of shit. He is a fat lying bastard. They didn't botch the investigation. There's protocol to an investigation that can't be messed up. How do you botch an investigation? You can't just botch it. Too many people in the crime scene. I don't think that there were. There was the guy that found him, and they cleared the scene. They brought in CSI, including the FBI. So I don't think that it was botched. I think that, okay, I don't think that they just let people in the crime scene to touch stuff willy-nilly. I really don't. Besides that, they have DNA. They have a picture of the guy plus audio. They even have video of the guy. Kenny.
Yeah, brother.
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to look out the window and see if she's here at my house yet. This girl's coming out to see me.
I see.
Sorry, buddy.
Okay, well, you know what? If I found a dead person, I would probably go over and be like, hey, man, are you, you know. But that does not botch the investigation. I mean, the guy, if he touched him, I mean, they could clearly take his DNA and say, okay, well, this is from him. You know, there is no way that you're going to mess up the foot traffic or the fingerprints or the DNA or anything like that. The picture, the eyewitnesses, the audio, the video. They have a ton of evidence in this crime, and they're not solving it. And that's the best that I can do. That's the best I can tell you. They're not going to solve this case. If they just have that one investigator on it, this shit's cold, people, because that fat ass can't do dick. No. No, you know what? I'm not buying into that. I'm really not. I mean, everybody thinks like, well, somebody botched it or something got messed up. And I'm like, man, look, did you know that you can take DNA? I can take DNA from a cell right here. I'll have a chromosome. Okay. You can duplicate DNA. You can refine that and duplicate it so that you never run out of that DNA. So you can't really mess something up in a lab. I mean, there's no way that you could just go, ooh, man, that DNA, I threw it away. That don't happen, man. You never hear about that, ever, because it just does not happen. Yeah. So anyway, you know, it is my hope that CC will kind of nail that down to a guy, and they will get him. That would be fantastic. That would be better than 100 Christmases to me, because I would be right over there. As soon as he was going to court, he would have my camera up his backside, if not my fist in his front side. Because that monster right there, he did what you don't do in Delphi. You don't do that in a little bay town. You know what? If they do arrest him, probably the smart money says that he would be amber greened. I don't know if too many people in Delphi, once they knew he was in jail, that wouldn't go to that rinky-dink little jail, bust his ass out, and go hang him on a tree. I'd be one of them. All right. Anyway, it is nearing the top. Yeah, I knew. I already knew, Jews. You know, nobody says unsale, unuseful. Nobody ever says that. I don't think that they are, Brittany. I don't think that they're lying about the evidence that they have. I mean, firstly, why would the cops come out and claim all of this evidence and then go, yeah, we just made that up? No, we just wanted it to look good. I mean, look, man, they gave us a picture. They gave us audio. Mind you, it's only a little bitty piece of audio and a very pixelated picture, but we got that much. We know that they have the whole video, but that whole video is very short because I think that she put that on record and stuck it in her pocket, but they have the full audio up to when the camera died. That could have been crossing the creek, but up to that point, they have every word that was said. All right, I'm taking last comment. What's it going to be? There it is. No, the FBI is not still involved. The FBI was involved on that for about the first month and a half. That was it. Oh no, it seems to me if I had all that, I could nail the guy down. It just does. See, that's a lot of evidence. And when you're dealing with the kind of evidence that they have over here in Carroll County, that is huge evidence. And to think that that guy probably lived right there, right there, and walked home without being seen, and they don't know who did it. Man, you know what? If I got caught peeing on the sidewalk, they'd have me in jail by the next morning. Man, I know how Carroll County is. They're evil. All right, man. It is 8 o'clock, everybody. I really don't want to cut this short, but it is election night, and I got to go. Got to find out, see who wins, and I will catch you all in my next video. Thanks for joining me this evening. Peace, y'all.